Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Rasta man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat. And not first and four, make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, can't sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, listen Rastafari. War and cry and do the righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah. Jah Rastafari, and we love Jah. Jah Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah. Jah Rastafari, we love Jah. Jah Rastafari, save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we are penalized. Day or night, we gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare every the way. Prepare we the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Good morning. Call Bill Clinton friends in Jamaica. You know, the Adam Stewart and those. Call Karen Blake as well. You know Karen Blake? You tend to call her Kevin Blake. But call Karen Blake as well, because somebody gave us a message this morning to Karen. While you're at it, Karen, they said, can you tell us about this? To my community of part and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning, welcome. Call the Prime Minister to, because to say, member the public asks for access to access to information request to FID, and FID say, come out of this Andrew business. Now there's an article of a few days saying Andrew's asking FID for an update. And we have picked Andrew out this morning and asked Andrew, say, you get no update from FID yet? You no done cook up this story yet? Or you no need to season up the story before the story done cook? So we want to hear from Andrew this month. We also want to hear from Kev. What happened to your managers, your manager, Kev? Is your manager still alive? Is your manager still compass mentis? Is your manager still able-bodied? Kevin, Karen Blake, we want to know. And we have a message for you this morning. People say, if you ask, you say, want to them something there. We see how to shake up over TikTok. We don't know if your crony them, you go put over CTAC, no TikTok, CTAC. TikTok, CTAC can make no blind difference, to be honest. Well, let me mix up. We see you put new people over CTAC. We wonder to say if you crony them over there. Because we realize that we in camera never your crony, and by the hook or the crook, you do everything to get rid of we in camera. We want to know what you do with the drugs them too. Karen, we want to know what happened to millions in drugs money and drugs wanna seize. Where is it? Kevin Blake. We notice so now they have it all in a storage where they in a head office a wait pan dear price, dear price and a wait pan. Maybe coke did cheap in the market. We just say me don't know. So if coke did cheap that time there, they don't wait for dear price. Though, how do do everybody? Morning and welcome everyone, one and all. I want to take the time to say a massive thank you to Violet Watson, to Sharon Powell, and to Mary Woodsmith. Thank you very much for your support. We're back on our Canva package now. Violet, thank you so much. I really appreciate your constant support. Thank you. Who we attacked on this morning? Lady at CTAC. Lady at the helm of police in Jamaica. Lady where walk and shoot down the people them picnic and I run out every day and I celebrate, say, crime gone down, crime gone down. But when you check it, and you take over the killing machine, you become the legal gunman. You become the legal killer. You become the legal murderers in our country. And that we notice with the crime figure, you know. And we not able to tell we, but all of the picnic them want to shoot down and the one them will make the big news we really hear about. But Kev, somebody said if you ask yourself, what happened to this? Like how you do, clean up and turn around and all the rigmarole at CTAC, Kevin Blake, Karen Blake, with all you're doing at CTAC, with all the cleaning up, Karen, with all the turnaround, Karen, with all the turnaround, you mean you must can't tell we if we not burn up this year, if we not still have it, if it melt out, if we not shear it up again, so no, if rat for that matter, eat it, rat with joy it way, you know. Karat say, if night did little bit longer, he wouldn't cut back. So giving whole rat perseverance, Carrot Blake, we want to know if rat dry away, rat eat it and get drunk pan it. We want to know if we not shear it up. We want to know if it dry rotten. We want to know if it melt out. Or we want to know if I hit same one when I sell back to the street, I turn Jamaicans into junkie. Because this is one of the things what Jamaica people don't realize. So them a turn we young men them into junks. Whether be alcoholic or hardcore drugs. When we grow up, all our papa, uncle and brother them a weed them smoke. Now all of these foreign entities where they can't come give it. No sister, it is a destabilization. Nobody no there with compass meant us to stand up. Nobody no have no fight left in them. Everybody just submit and check out their hand. You notice that one, them have way in a submissive way would we hand check out. Just a wait for the little pittance, and when we get the little pittance, we calm down. So we want to know from Kevin. People say if you ask you, say, Kev, what happened to them drugs there? Where do them? Who nyam them? Who smoke them? Where they melt out go? We want to know. Because given what happened up a CTAC office where they up a head office, you don't have drugs up their store. Not somebody come push drugs on down the door bottom, you know. Illegal drugs will not find and for confiscate. You have it for enriching yourself out. You don't understand why some of the politicians and some of the police officers so rich and can't explain it. Because all of these drugs boss, enrich yourself. This is something that be telling you all the while Fitz Daly used to do when he was head at the organized crime and fraud squad. Whichever one he was at. Before Fitz Daly become the deputy police commissioner, he was head of something or rather, and Fitz Bailey, it was the same thing. When them big boss here, Fitz Bailey demand his cut. These drugs don't go into evidence. That's why you see something not really come at some of these drug cases. Because by the time they present the evidence, police thief it off. One of the common getaway in a few days when man get arrest, then just go police, then just when they got caught, they just turn up and tell lie on the police. If the police turn over 20 pounds of ganja, say that them catch you with, the person that tell the court say, no, it was 50 pounds. You know, as a St. Elizabeth man used to get off a ganja case, when them come ready and take away your ganja, you crush them case by telling the judge say, it was more than that them seized from you. This is the same thing happening today with these cocaine boss. These money laundering and scamming boss. Where are the evidence? But then people say to ask yourself. People say to ask yourself, Kevin, what happened to them here? Were they in death?
Was to intercept and seize cocaine destined for Canada. During the operation, a total of 500.2 kilos of cocaine, or 1,100.5 pounds, was seized and taken to a police facility for processing. The value of the cocaine is estimated to be over $25 million US.
25 million US dollar in street value to a police station. Which police station? To a police station. Which police station? Because we have open police station in Jamaica. Which police station were these drugs taken to? We want to know which police station these drugs were taken to, Kevin Blake. And what happened to them, Kevin Blake? Do you still have them preserved for evidence? Have you collected the exhibits by way of photograph, Kevin Blake? And have you confiscated and destroyed the substance, Kevin Blake? We need such update because all of them big drugs bus here, we can't even go by boat. Sometimes they have to come to airport in our country. And we only hear say drugs bus. We only hear say people arrest. And after that, the story just go quiet and dead so. But you know one afraid of the death by 1,000 cut. With Judge, right? With Judge, anyone at the judge, anyway. What Georgina Davis spoke about. So we are killing the whole honor by get up every day and sharpen with knife and cut. I look at me prefer cutting with dull knife. When you cut on with dull knife, you sack hit and left it jagged edge and it take long to get better. Maybe I should start cutting with a rusty nail as well. But we want to know, similarly, Kev, while we're at it, what happened to Dr. Chang? Will Dr. Chang be returning to work? Is Dr. Chang mentally able? Andrew Holness and Kevin Blake. Is Dr. Chang still capable of carrying on in the policy position that Dr. Chang holds? The policy position that we are paying Dr. Chang for at the moment. Colleen, oh, you know. The policy position that we're paying Dr. Chang at the moment, in any other respectful democracy, what you would have is an update update on the Minister of National Security's health and whether he will or can return to work. Why should we pay Dr. Chang to lay in bed indefinitely? Why should we pay Dr. Chang to lay in bed indefinitely? Dr. Chang couldn't have not done anything policy-wise in the last 10 years. Now that God has given us the opportunity, Gloria Morris, so you do. Now that God has given us the opportunity to get rid of Dr. Chang, why you still have where pay for carcass? We now look wood fire, you know. We now look wood fire. Because Jamaicans not really in the cooking pan wood fire. If I not set up anymore, they want cook pan stove. And we don't have gas to boil Dr. Chang. So we can make Dr. Chang turn in our country turn wood fire. While we are pay for Dr. Chang dry bones. We have given Dr. Chang enough. Dr. Chang can now gracefully move on and let somebody take over the job. A better mind, a younger mind, a worse mind, any mind, barring Dr. Chang. Because you know what may possibly come with that mind is the less importation of gun and the leader of and being the leader of a gang. We might get that. But then again, you don't see Andrew take on the position for himself. Andrew are the leader of gang. A gang leader normally shipping gun anywhere. Unlike how we have the evidence, Andrew Holness, pan Dr. Chang and Dr. Chang gun importation and Dr. Chang gun distribution in a flanker. Me not really have the evidence there about you. But if one gang member, Andrew, I been how you do? Well, we not too cold over here now, we know. 5 degrees Celsius out the door. It's kind of in our normal winter range. What it is though, from yesterday, we're having a lot of rain. So it just looked like daylight for the whole entire day. But yesterday evening did get quite cold. But when the rain fall, the temperature seemed to lift a bit. So fluid temperature not too bad. It's in our usual summer range. Hope you turn up a classmate, because start your wrong bang in your book. When the rain fall, the temperature tend to drop. So that a buffer we in the daytime now, but in the evening time it really turn itself miserable pan we like some old tyrant like called Babsy and them lot. So as we say, Andrew and Kevin, we're not supposed to be paying for Dr. Chang dry bone. We not look wood fire around here. People are cook pan gas now. There's no benefit of Dr. Chang to the Jamaica people. Dr. Chang has not advanced any crime fighting policy since 2016 when he was entrenched in that position. Since he took over from Bobby Montague, when Bobby Montague fell from grace because of his stolen fingers. Dr. Chang has not advanced anything policy-wise. Dr. Chang has not contributed, rather, to fighting crime in our country. Rather, Dr. Chang has contributed to the crime in our country by being the leader of a gang, namely Stone Crusher, by importing containers of AK-47s into Jamaica, by distributing AK-47s into flanker and sent into other garrisons of Jamaica. Even if Dr. Chang dies tomorrow morning before me, it's something to run out on the street and celebrate like we did after the death of Margaret Thatcher. Dr. Chang served us no purpose. Dr. Chang is responsible for a lot of deaths. Dr. Chang is involved in the scamming ring in Western Jamaica. So holding on to Dr. Chang, paying the dry bone, our tax money, to lay down in bed and decay and rotten, it's really not on. Right. In a diplomatic world, one would say Dr. Chang has served with distinction on all of the ration and it over, done, ketep, move on. There is other idiots out there like Dr. Chang. There are other criminals out there like Dr. Chang. Why you don't try one of the other criminals, sir? We're not going like a Dr. Chang, one a criminal around here. Andrew, you're going like a Dr. Chang alone, a criminal. You know, call Adam with the pedophile president. Let me come off of Andrew and Chang a little bit there. And turn over to Anisha Adams. Anisha Adams. We don't call Anisha the few. Anisha write one article. But the article very misleading when you look on the picture. Kaputina the frame phone. See in the frame. A observer write the article here. U.S. judge to hear requests for immediate takedown of Epstein file. This was released this morning. And the photograph of the article is Epstein's photograph. But when you read into the article is discussing mainly Hillary and Bill Clinton's refusal at one point to come to Congress to answer questions, to come to get drawn before Congress to testify. And then when they say Congress is going to move to hold them in contempt, them decide no to turn up at Congress. That's something I will be looking out for, because that will be a grilling of Hillary Clinton and her rapist pedophile husband, Bill Clinton, because they might try to defy Congress subpoena. And that's a contempt of court or a contempt of Congress. Something that they can be sent to prison for. But this article, what Adam Stewart write, what Adam Stewart paper write, is discussing mainly the Hillary Clinton and the Bill Clinton issue. But through I friend them, all of them paragraphs I want to see me a highlight. It's referring to Bill and Hillary issues. All I want going with the Bill and Hillary. But what they did, hijack the public to distract the public, because if you don't want to read about Epstein and you see Epstein photograph straight away, you would, are the pedophile Epstein. But if you take an interest into what the former president did and got up to in the Epstein debacle, you wouldn't have the benefit of reading this article, because them hijack you with the title, and not only with the title, with the image that comes with the article. Them hijack you as well, because when you look at this article in the Observer, you're going to think they're talking about Epstein. They're going to talk about Epstein if they talk about Bill Clinton's connection to him. But the article is really about Hillary and Bill's behavior of trying to defy Congress and them connection with Jeffrey Epstein, the amount of time where Epstein visit Clinton in the White House, the amount of time Clinton fly upon Epstein plane after returning to a private citizen as former president. And all of that Observer are discussing at the article. But the photograph and the title is very misleading. You wouldn't know that this entire article, from paragraph 2 right to the end, the discussion was about Hillary and Bill. So Adam, why you don't want your pedophile friend and him wife picture for your float around in the news? Them in the people, them picture float around in America and in Europe. So me don't know where you walk and protect. Me don't know where you walk and try to protect Bill Clinton for. Bill Clinton has always been a disgrace, Adam. If the younger generation don't know that Bill Clinton has always been a disgrace, just type in on your internet and look. It will give you the history of the rogue that Bill Clinton was. Everybody will write an article about the defiance of Bill and Hillary to go to Congress and answer questions about their Epstein involvement, possible child trafficking, abuse, murder. You don't know where they get involved in an Obalico St. Thomas. Everybody, Adam Stewart, are you one missing with the Ephraim? You alone. Everybody in Europe and America, Jamaica Gleaner, and everybody will write about this story. Them have Bill and Hillary picture up there. But you hijack the public, Adam. You hijack your readers. Nationwide really writes about Nationwide. When Nationwide write about Andrew, you see the Observer don't write about Andrew. Don't. Anytime there's a big story about Andrew or ministers, them. See there. Observer is like, you remember one news we would call X News at Jamaica? Where they just give you horrific gossiping news? That is Observer. Observe. This is what me used to do a morning time when me I got through the papers. In Jamaica, I'll tend to compare Gleaner's story and Observer's story. In the United Kingdom, I'll tend to compare story from The Guardian or The Independent. Those are the two papers I normally draw to. If it's the US, I'll go to Washington Post or New York Times. But Observer is more like a gossip column. Trust me. Observer is more like a gossip paper. I saw X News. How no see Observer go on, you know? I saw X News used to go on back in the day. They not keep you up to date with anything meaningful. They were more on the entertainment gossip side. And this is what Observer really represent. Me don't know why they call themselves Observer. Because as Observer, they are blind. But then, when the managing director is a government ambassador, what else you would expect? Them think they kill independence in the media, you know. The head of a media organization is a government ambassador. Work out that democracy for us now, please. Or whatever ocracy you would want to call it. But work it out and tell me what kind of ocracy is that. What kind of fear and balanceness and independence and accountability and transparency would in a media organization where the head of it is a government ambassador? Explain it for we, know, and make fool like we understand the impartiality and the unbiased reporting that they would provide us. Can someone tell us? We don't need to change the name to Jamaica Gossip Column. Adam, here is a good name. Jamaica Gossip Column. Because you know Jamaica people love the bangarang, the fefre, and all of them something there. But the name Observer. Exactly. And Adam Stewart is the managing director. Matthew Samuda's wife is the managing editor. Editor have the last say over what gets published. The editor, the managing editor, have the last say over what you see and read in these media cults. So the managing director is the government ambassador, and the managing editor is the wife of the Minister of Water and Climate Change. You couldn't make that up in a democracy. Even if you tried to write the most inspiring novel, it would seem far-fetched. And then they want to turn around and tell us about independence, transparency, impartiality, and all the shit that they could spew at us. So Adam Stewart, maybe you want to change the title of that article you wrote, and you want to change the photograph, because both are misleading when it comes to the body of the article. The body of the article, the headline of the article, and the image of the article bears no connection. You bunch of dunce, and not even dunce, are wicked. Because when you deliberately mislead people, and a dunce, you're dunce, a wicked, you're wicked. Because dunce people not always have the ability to strategize a very cunning way to deceive you or to mislead you. What you did, that article you published this morning, you are misleading your readers. You are misleading your readers. The title ought to bear the resemblance of where I talk about. Adam Stewart, if this was an essay at university, you would have failed. If this was an essay at university, you would have failed, because what you introduced to us bear no resemblance of the body of work that you produce. You left the reader and the marker confused, you idiot. Your title, your graphics don't match what you're talking about. And then you call on yourself media. You don't ever hear the Observer at the press briefings yet? Never. Because they can get their narrative. Because they don't need to. Why the Observer, as a big paper in the country, so-called, don't turn up to press conference, is because their job is not a duty to us, the people that they should be asking question on behalf of, or they should highlighting issues so we are aware of them, or calling out issues so we are in the know of them. That's not the job of the Observer. The job of the Observer is to spew the government narrative. Bad to bad. You see the old lady cross the road? One thing with she, there come a time when gang will press the government. You have to be honest with gang about that. There come a time when gang will press the government. But you see Lady Adam? Not she. Not she. When you talk about labor right paper, not even nationwide, no play the labor right game, plain like how Adam Stewart paper play. If Adam Stewart paper was ever a radio station in this country, Cliff Hughes would have to go sit down. Because and say, there was one time when Cliff Hughes was a journalist, you know. But since Andrew come in and pay Cliff Hughes, because when Cliff Hughes used to hold PJ and Portia to account, Cliff Hughes hold them to account, Cliff Hughes hold Bruce Golden to account, because them people, they never pan out money. Money make the mere gallop, gang, no so? Money make the mere gallop. I don't even know if Observer was good in our country one time, because for me, I'm picking a gleaner. Me normally read. But Observer, you need to change your name to Jamaica Gossip Column, because you not observe nothing in our country. You're a labor right gossip column. So either you change your name to JLP Gossip Column or Jamaica Gossip Column, but the name Observer don't fit where you do. Because the one eye Observer, where you look out, maybe if you spin 360 with the one dege eye, you will see the rest of what happening in our country. Outer and wicked and lie. One pull wool over the people eye. To protect your pedophile friend Bill Clinton. Want to take up a pedophile coming in our country to come molest with children, them and we not to talk about it. We not to talk about it. If any country for afraid of honor, Jamaica ought to be the worst. Jamaica is a country that normalizes pedophilia. That's why I'm so concerned about our missing children. Jamaica demonize young girls and big up the big man them, call them Dan, big man and gyalis. While the little schoolgirl them who've been abused by these big men, uno say, the little girl love big man, you see, they just want in a big man car front, cock up in a big man car front, and spend big man money. But what about the big man that you know is committing a crime? What about the big man that you know that is committing statutory rape and child abuse? This is how Jamaica normalized pedophilia. Jamaica is the only country where me know of, me not say there may be not others, when normalize pedophilia. Normalize it. And not only that you normalize it, you turn around and you blame the victims. Wouldn't wonder why sexual violence and violence against women and young girls are so prevalent in our country. It is what our country have nurtured for decades. It's the message our country have sent for decades. That big man not on a constitution. Little girl for keep out of them way. And if big little girl get clobbered by a big man, little girl you should have run faster. Little girl, you know, it's a big man walk this, so you shouldn't walk there. Yeah. As something we normalize pedophilia in Jamaica. So all this Epstein ring here, where millions of file left to be released. If the Epstein and him galang and him gang them can look upon with artists, upon with athlete them, and I say make we study them knee and them cheekbone in the attempt to create a superhuman. You don't find it worrying. Then if they want to use just the sample, I will sprint at them knee and jawbone to create them superhuman. You know, think to say, we picking them organ is more beneficial to them. Jamaica need answers. Jamaica need to wake up and pay attention. That's why, unlike other countries or even war zone countries, we in Jamaica are burying young people. We in Jamaica are burying young people at an alarming rate, and we're not in a war. When police shoot, we picnic them. Why police don't make them rotten pan dirty in the come? Why police have to grant them up and can't them go take out their organ before in the come even get to start an investigation within the first hour of the murder being committed? Are them something their mind problem? No. Whoa, Jamaica nuclear. Jamaica and nuclear. We must stand and fight and push back against nuclear in our country, and I'll tell you why. Jamaica nuclear prototype within 6 years amid wide decade time zone. Look here. We don't need to get involved in a nuclear energy. We don't need to get involved in a nuclear energy. Barring from medicine, we don't need to get involved in nuclear for power supply and all of them things. God has given us better and cleaner than nuclear. God has given us better and cleaner than nuclear, which is the sun and the solar system. Now, why is it that they're advancing nuclear rather than solar? Nuclear keeps us on the grid. Nuclear we still have to, on a monthly basis, buy power from them and them friends. So it's about profiteering. It's not about making life easier or cheaper for us. We're still at the helm of that energy provider, just as we are at the helm of JPS now, and JPS can do whatever the effrontery they want to do with we because there's no competition. Now, solar would take us off the grid. Solar would collapse entity like JPS or any nuclear coming on board, because what solar is a one-off investment, you see. Solar is a one-off investment that provides you power, where if you have your things set up and generate enough, you can even sell back to the grid. If it is solar, when we do that one-off spending to set up a system, that's it. They can't come back in our pocket every month. This is why they don't want solar, because one of their multinationals, one of their conglomerates have to own the energy sector, and we buy from the energy sector. Now back to nuclear. Nuclear waste, where we get place get rid of nuclear waste and all of them something there. We're at enough risk already with America and the hope of nuclear waste in our backyard. Well, if nuclear waste get away in America, the whole away in America backyard become cancerous, ill, and all sort of something. Use Hurricane Melissa as an example. And remember the Fukushima Daiichi in Japan. The zone where we sit in, we don't fit trouble them every day. Because to say, if a nuclear reactor get damaged in a force like Melissa, you know the whole of we dead off. If a nuclear reactor get damaged in a hurricane Melissa, you know what it is for the island. When Melissa not kill, nuclear poison off and cancerize off. We not a place for them something there. God gave us sun all in a midnight. God gave us sun all in a midnight. We don't make these people cure nuclear poison. Come put down pan we. Because if a hurricane like Melissa, or an earthquake like 2010, Haiti, nuclear waste are kill off all away. This is danger. Bringing nuclear in our country where we don't need. We don't need nuclear other than for medicine. We have 2 small reactors up a university already. That's enough for us practicing nuclear medicine in our country. That's enough. We don't need nuclear for energy in Jamaica. Nuclear, yeah? Even though having a nuclear reactor, you're going to have more stability in light. But the system of Jamaica is not Jamaica now suitable for them system there. We're not a cold Western country. We're not a cold country. God gave us sun. All right, go and read the Chernobyl, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, and see how far away from Chernobyl people were affected with cancer and all other sorts. Nuclear is a dangerous piece of shit. We must not play with it. And but then again, Jamaica people just, Andrew tell them everything a development. And then believe Andrew. Cornwall Regional Hospital was a development too. Underdevelopment, some would call it today. But you must go and research nuclear. We're not forgetting of them something there. We live in a zone where we can be struck by earthquake or storm like Melissa. And we can end up with a worse disaster than the earthquake or the hurricane should we have nuclear and that system get disrupted. Or nuclear reactor, what if the power grid get entirely leak out? What would cool the nuclear reactor for the entire Jamaica don't blow up? We don't entertain the fuckery Jamaica. God gave us something cheaper and safer. God gave us something cheaper and safer. If you don't mind sun all shine in the night at Jamaica, the way all the sun are going out there now, even though everybody are bad about the little cold front, but if you don't come to England, you don't turn up face to the cold front and say, Pia, but me understand what we talk about. But for we, that would be just spring or autumn weather. The way how not ball say cold. People wouldn't take on in a winter. But for we, that would be just the spring or autumn chills. Where we can just wear so chuck suit. We don't have to dress up in the open big jacket then. But you must go and read about nuclear. How nuclear waste is disposed of. What are the dangers of nuclear waste? What are the dangers of a nuclear reactor losing power? We don't need to find out then something that just don't make Andrew walk and tick things down with chotes and hand over with country to him and him friend them. Fido all forms of development that they want to do. Our can Andrew there. Andrew, no. The public try to get an update on your. Let's take a little bit of break. 1 second.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I she never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night, we gotta pass down Babylon walls. Prepare every the way. Prepare every the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah. We love Jah.
To the pile of wet, dry mud. We don't know when drought and one spring a dry left one whole big clump of dry mud. And to the pit latrine, when Melissa blow off your zinc, anybody there can donate few sheet of rusty zinc, 2 piece of nail, and few cockroach. Make we nail up back round Apka Fitz Henley. Because this your toilet here, when him up in an ear out across the district, the whole district smell the deluge of the untreated toilet that Apka Fitz Henley is. The clump of wet mud. The clump of wet mud, Swati Marlon Morgan. Marlon Morgan, even though I not have it, I would have paid for gym class for you right now. Marlon Morgan, even though I not have it, I would have paid a dietitian, a personal dietitian for you right now. You swati clump of mud. You're not tired of the nonsense. Sister, the nonsense now walk and nobody now believe it. Talk truth. But then again, it is what toilet do. Toilet smell up the district. And it is what a dry swamp does as well. A dry swamp smell up the district. But we want 2 pieces of old zinc, few rusty nail. Somebody can donate the cockroach. So when tack up back and knock up back round Apka Fitz Henley, because the toilet has smell across the whole district now. Anyway, back to Andrew. There's a Gleaner article where Andrew sought an update, Wholeness Seek update on FID probe. Now, anyone who is under investigation is allowed, of a matter of right, to contact the investigators for an update in the investigation. So the purpose, Andrew, is to ask you this morning, have you received an update from FID? And if you have, would you mind sharing it with us? And if you have, would it be that there's nothing to see here, as Dennis Chung alluded to before he was entrenched in the position? Or is it that the investigators of FID are allowed to do their work and follow the evidence? So while FID can't tell we, Prime Minister, we're depending on you to update us and to tell us if FID will send it back to the IC and say sign off because there's nothing to see here. What the Kappa want, what Ketawampus may turn out to be, though, Prime Minister, FID would have to show the IC the probe they have done and the conclusion of the probe before the IC can sign off. Nobody can force the IC to sign off. Now, if the IC, Prime Minister, if it send it back to the IC and said there's nothing to see here, What next? How the tug of war continue with you on the IC? What, you'll be just left dangling in the elements, so unable to be to be certain to have your statutory declaration and certified. It wouldn't make a mini much different for you continuing on, because you have been continuing on shamelessly. The people have either elected you, re-elected you disgracefully, or you have returned unfairly. Whichever one it is, Prime Minister, the disgrace that you are, have become, and were Prime Minister, since you have entered political life, where your first election, you end up in a court, and maybe the last one end up in a court as well. So nothing that surrounds Andrew Holness is really out of character. Andrew Holness was mentored by a crook. It would be the grace of the Almighty God for Andrew Holness not to turn out as a crook. And you know, the modern day things have a way of turning up things a notch as opposed to what they were taught. Say, for nothing, Siaga did thief. Welcome to the new generation where Andrew teach. When Siaga did a thief, it look like a Siaga one day a thief. Hey, Andrew change everybody for thief. Andrew will change some of them for thiefer than him, or thief equally like him. When it come to Darrell Vaz, when it come to Tufton, when it come to Fly Green, when it come to Pernell Charles, when it come to Favor and Nigel and Oris Chang, all of them people, the thiefer than Andrew, are them thiefness are rub side and side. What the difference is with them, the thief there, Andrew, the Integrity Commission said for Andrew thiefness must be publicized. Whereas for the rest of one, them thiefness, them can thief and keep it pan the low. Come to the labor right then. Andrew Holness appoint BPNP at the Integrity Commission to make Andrew life miserable. What can go so? Maybe Andrew have to go give him 2 sons, him sister and him mother, a position at IC to get a fair hearing out there. You don't think so? Because barring the decision come from Andrew and his family them, the whole of with the pan a witch hunt after the Prime Minister. But Prime Minister, you cannot provide any evidence to counter what you call witch hunt. It's the very same reason, Andrew Holness, why you're getting in the predicament where you're in. Because you're thief without mercy. Sit Tufton there. Ask Tufton what Obiamani use. Why Tufton can get away after thieving so? Tufton supposed to survive more scandal than you, Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, Christopher Tufton survived more scandal than you, which led me to believe the knife were you afraid of. Chris Tufton is holding that knife. That knife, Prime Minister, that would ring in your back. Chris Tufton hold that knife. And because of that, you allow Chris Tufton to kill way off in the thousands, and you turn a blind eye Andrew Holness. And every talk we talk and every do Tufton do, you give Tufton more power to kill we. Floyd Green, my little big titty MP Fifi Beswick. Don't worry yourself, darling. I saw you walk around as this bright, shiny piece of diamond in the Labour Party. Diamond soaked in shitty water does get rust and clouded. Yeah? You're stored in shitty water, Floyd Green. So the shine can't stay. Remember, Floyd Green? Remember when Nigel Clark came? Water, if you throw water upon Nigel Clark, water just drip off. So you remember Nigel Clark left like a Hager, Floyd Green? Anything soaking a shit, it's going to become murky. And that is what is happening, Floyd Green. So just either you have shame and walk away, or you stay disgracefully like the Labour right and stare in our face just so. But don't kill up yourself and think to say, because to say, you walk around and one like I say, sinting is good and upright about you, you were going to be clean. For you're soaked in shit, my youth. That's why you've become so murky. You don't think Andrew a fool? They have so much rivalry around him and don't stay on with him shit. Uno no say nobody upright no left round Andrew Holness. Una idiot. That is all by design. The stain, when Andrew stain on, it's all by design. That means say he can strike down any challenger at any time because the whole are no a thief. And he is the employer of all those thieves. Floyd Green look on Darrell Vaz. He has survived. Look on Horace Chang. Look on Bobby Montague. Look on Andrew Wheatley. They're all back in the Prime Minister's lap. But you, Floyd Green, what is shameful and disappointing about you? You seem like the less spotted of the dirty linen. There was a time, Floyd Green, when you were the less spotted of the dirty linen. See there? Everybody had the same amount of spot now. Everybody has the same amount of spot. You know, see, if Andrew put on in the Senate, you have more shit than the one them where in the house, you know, because the one them in the house, them get elected to them pomp and circumstance already. But only pound in the Senate, like the Apka Fitzhenley, where the few sheet of zinc, all zinc fly off, and the cockroach them blow out, cannot not they fit back them in with the hope of wind we are blowing at Jamaica, you know. With the big swatty piot, and the dirty hair one we go pop down the whole heap of old man beard. Out a logwood tree and out a acacia tree, we call them kasha tree. And put pan in head, make we walk and sneeze every time we see her. Them the junk they worse than the one them in the house, you know, and use Damian Crawford as an example. Remember how Damian Crawford mouth the trang? Remember how Damian Crawford mouth did trang when Damian in the Senate, when Damian turn up pompous and robust. Look at Damian now. A young kitten would even mere harder than Damian Crawford at the moment. What a scandal in our country. When a judge can allow a man who turn gun up his woman's vagina to plead guilty for manslaughter. I would never agree with that. I don't know what is going on between the politicians and with justice system. But Joel and Silvera ought to be tried for murder. We want to hear everything trash out on the witness stand. Wanna hide fan with John Cross? Wanna don't want us to know. How come this come down to manslaughter? Julian Silvera never in an angry fit of rage and just pick up a frying pan and slap Miss Silvera over the head and ship. No, it wasn't like that. That would have been manslaughter. To have gone for your gun, to have lift up her skirt and turn your bullet in her private, your gun in her private area, that was intentional. That Jamaica justice system was intentional. Only get to manslaughter, yeah, so he didn't mean to kill her. Like, seriously? Because when you get charged for manslaughter, or when you're allowed to plead guilty for manslaughter, it means you did not have the intention to kill. Huh? He did not have the intention to kill. What can go so? We live in a very corrupt society. Very corrupt society where executive, judiciary, and legislature, the all of them conjure up against what they call. This was Julian Silvera allow to plead guilty for manslaughter. Me don't know how them something you go. Because the Jamaica justice system set up on the British justice system that looks at the intention. Picking up a gun and turn it into a woman's private area cannot be accidental. It cannot. It cannot be unintentional. It cannot. He never just draw the gun so and shoot at her. He shot her in a specific area. How is that not intentional? And how do we get to manslaughter here? The kangaroo justice system in our country, the trials in our country, because we are waiting nervously, because the 13th of next month, Noel Maitland for sentence, and we don't know if we're not going to let him out and say do enough time. We just don't know. We don't know if we're not going to give him 5 and 10 years. We just don't know. His plea is not accepted. But Sharon, that shouldn't even come into the picture. We let it go to a murder trial. Then when the judge is summing up to the jurors, if the evidence you heard in the court does not warrant a murder conviction, then you should return with a manslaughter conviction. That is how it should go. But them not allow him to plea for the manslaughter. Because manslaughter is a cop-out. Manslaughter is a cop-out. We want to hear the child explore so we know whatever the system or Joel and Silvera, the PNP, them, the labor right, whoever try to hide anything from, we want it get trash out on the witness stand. This shouldn't come up in there. But he'll want to plea manslaughter. How the plea manslaughter come in ahead. We want everything to trash out on the witness stand. We want to go to a full trial because if the court accept Julian Silvera manslaughter plea, it crushed the trial. We're not going to hear anything. They're just going to move to sentencing. We need it trash out. We need it trash out on the witness stand so we know what led to him turning a gun and to his wife. The easy jerk, wagwan. The wickedness of these people in high places. Fitzbailey, no Fitzbailey. Karen Blake. The people themselves ask yourself, what to this? What to the whole heap of jugs them? Kevin, have you destroyed them? Do you still have them as exhibit for trial? Because what I know of, if I know the powder one, there's one of them have to be now
was to intercept and seize.
Otherwise, then we get soft and putty. So we want to know, Kevin, what happened to the whole heap of drugs them wanna find? Just like all the people them got CTAC wedding and go find drugs just upon deck, so in a cupboard, in a pocket, just line with drugs around there. So what happened to them whole heap of drugs here we find at airport? Remember all the whole heap we did find at Vernon Field? One whole heap of drugs find in our country. We just gone not so. We don't hear gunfire about it, but we only see people that get rich round with.
Was to intercept and seize cocaine destined for Canada. During the operation, a total of 500.2 kilos of cocaine, or 1,100.5 pounds, was seized and taken to a police facility for processing. The value of the cocaine is estimated to be over $25 million US.
Now, I want to ask Claudette something. What Claudette see in the evidence fair way up rather for accept Julian Silvera plea to a lesser charge of manslaughter? What is there for Claudette to weigh up? It should be a straight right rejection of Julian Silvera wants to plea to a lesser charge of manslaughter. It's just not on. And may address the labor rights nationwide and the rest of the media and something. I see where all JLP vloggers, including Nationwide, TVJ, and the others, are zooming in on the money that Mark Golden and the PNP collected to assist, keyword here, to assist those in PNP constituencies that Andrew Holness government turned a blind eye to. Now, when the PNP went around soliciting their donation, they weren't soliciting donation as the opposition. They were soliciting donation as the People's National Party organization to assist their supporters who Andrew weren't assisting. That money will be accountable for by the PNP. However, they don't have the level of accountability. They seeking donation to assist Jamaicans do not carry the same weight of responsibility as your government who collected the insurance, the gifts, the donations, the loans, and a whole host of other things on behalf of the people of Jamaica, which is quite a different thing. Collecting for your PNP organization as opposed to collecting for the people of Jamaica, which the Prime Minister did. Those are the accountability that should be at the forefront of your mind. How the government is spending our money. How the government is spending our money, our loan, our insurance, our donation. Whereas Andrew Holness can tell we our money I go spend, the PNP is accountable to their donors, not to the people of Jamaica. Wanna get it right. The People's National Party and they're collecting of donation to assist in areas where Andrew Holness government failed. The PNP are accountable to their donors, not to you, the people of Jamaica. Andrew Holness, though, is accountable to you, the people of Jamaica, in telling you how every penny is spent. Now, the mainstream vloggers are not concerned about like the full 100% of the catastrophe ban that was just turned over to a private company. Was just turned over to a private company. And Darrell Vaz refused to tell us the conversation they had with the private company in relation to how are you going to fund the rest of it. Darrell said, it's not my business. My business is to lend them the money to get back the lights. No accountability for that. The rest of 90 million, we not hear nothing about gunfire about that yet. The 6.7 billion, the millions collected in concert, the billions donated by donor country, that don't have concern about. Mark Golding and the PNP is accountable to their donors. It's not something that you, the people of Jamaica, or JLP surrogates can hold them accountable to. All of us, though, but all of us can, should, and must hold Andrew Holness accountable for the whole heap of money where Andrew Holness work and collect in our name and power with destruction. And all know we don't get dime out of it. And that enough to talk about. Stop talk about private people donation. Stop talk about private people donation and talk about your loan, your insurance money, your taxpayer money, your gift that countries and organization and institution out there sent to your government to assist you. That should be the major cause of concern. If the people who donated to the PNP are not happy, let them squeal like pigs for accountability. The rest of us, though, must ask the crook, the criminal, the thief, those who invite pedophile Bill Clinton into our country to partner with crooks like the Clinton Foundation. Ask them the question. Marcus Garvey said, unite or perish. Perish you certainly shall. If you don't wake up to the fuckery we're going on with planet, and sister, we're follow a die in America. We're following America over the cliff, and we shall die the horrible death that is coming to America. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. And once again to Sharon Powell, Mary Woods Smith, and Violet Watson. Thank you all for your support, to my moderators and to my loyalists who are always here when the notification go bing bang. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace.
I mean, I don't know if Juliet come back
here. Oh,
Juliet come back at judgment this evening, Lord.
Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war cry. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and cry and do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, war and cry. Rastafari, war and cry. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.